Nigeria heterogeneity move alongside with the population of its teeming citizens. However, governance in Nigeria can be done and experienced easier with the decentralization of rulership as well as traditional institution. But the importance of traditional institution cannot be overemphasized. Over the years, I've seen where traditional institutions, the Obas, the kings, the emirs, the Joros played a very major role in uniting the people as well as creating a very visible force of policing the society. Hello, dear. Thank you so very much for joining us on Political Affairs on Karma TV. My name is Chris Jacobs, and I've been joined by Reverend Emmanuel Wahatana. He is the Sarkinyakin Damari. He joins me now to further this conversation. Reverend, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Chris.
Yes, and I will say congratulations on your appointment as Sarkinyakin Damari.
Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
let me start by asking you, first of all, I've seen countries that are heterogeneous by nature, which means they have multifaceted ethnic groups, regional groups, and others. And yet, these countries are progressing. These countries are developing. The question now that begs for answer, is heterogeneity supposed to be a plus or a minus for developing nation?
Mr. Chris, thank you for having me, and thank you for this great opportunity given to me to discuss about this very particular issue. As a matter of fact, it is a plus to every society. When if you're talking of a thing like this, you should also be talking about culture. You should also be talking about culture where you see a diverse culture where you have many tribes coming together, living in a community whereby people have the way of their culture, and put together. You see that people are accepting other people's culture, living together in a society, to form a kind of what we call to be united, So it is a plus to every society. Every society that has multiple what do you call it, tradition, or multiple tribes or multiple
ethnic
groups. You see that such a community or such a place or such a nation, we have a lot, to display.
Some people think that, ruling or governing a heterogeneous nation is pretty difficult. But we have seen where other countries are achieving it. As a matter of fact, United States of America is heterogeneous.
Yes, of
as a matter of fact, because you have the Latinos, Native America, Afro America, Indians, and so on and so forth. And yet they are progressing.
Yes.
But why do people, particularly in this part of the world, view heterogeneity as a very complex kind of people to rule? Or to govern, rather.
You see, as a matter of fact, when we were kids, we have seen a lot of, good things happening in those days, where everyone is carried along, and we have seen love when we were kids.
Oh, sure.
That in such a way that every culture is respected, and everybody is also respected, irrespective of your culture. Now, we have found ourselves, in a situation where you see people are selfish. All people think about is my people. If one is given an opportunity, what he does is to try to carry along his own people, letting or forgetting about the other, culture or other people. And that is why we find it very difficult. Why people are complaining now is because, if their own is not there, they will not be carried along.
If it's not their own.
If it's not their own. And because they have discovered that is why everybody now is trying to say that, let my own be there. So that if my own is there, it will be better for me. I get what I'm saying. So the problem we have now is that it is clear that, once a particular culture or person is there, he goes along with his people. In when he wants to select his cabinet, when he wants to select people that will work with him, you see that it's clear, that it's going to be one-sided. It's going to be a kind of what do you call it? People are like there's a way I want to call it. Is it tribalism or all this tribalism of a thing? You see it in play now. So because of that, now everybody is trying to see that let my own be there, so that when he is there, at least this will be better for us. And because of that, you see that people are finding it difficult and are seeing difficulty in governing a country with a multiple or a community with a multiple tradition or ethnicity.
I just deduced something from your submission now, and that makes me to reflect my mind on the colonial masters when they came to Nigeria to colonize Nigeria. They didn't just come to meet people who are scattered. They met people who have their own government.
Yes, of course.
We had traditional rulers. There were traditional institutions, and the colonial masters couldn't get to achieve what they wanted without the collaboration of the traditional rulers.
Of course.
So they had to go to the traditional rulers for the traditional rulers to be able to gather the people and talk to them about the mission and the vision of the colonial masters. But over the years, we have seen that traditional institutions started losing its grip. Perhaps maybe politics has crept in, and other kind of means. But talk to me about how important, traditional institution is in nation building, as well as bringing governance, closer to the people. Because apart from local government council, which is the third tier of the government, there is also traditional institution that is also closer to the people. So talk to me how important traditional institution is and the role of this traditional institution.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. You see, as a matter of fact, back in those days where you have traditional rulers were regarded, they were, highly respected, things were better. What am I trying to say here? In those days, if there's a stranger in a village, in a particular village, let's say you have a visitor. Now, the first thing you will do is to liaise, to ask your visitor for how long will he be staying. Now, you take him to, in those days they call them Meangwa, Joro.
Yeah.
You will take your visitor to Meangwa, then tell the Meangwa that you have a visitor. And you introduce him to Meangwa, that is to the Joro, telling him the period the person will be staying. Now, if peradventure, the person will stay beyond what you told the Joro earlier, you have to again take the person back to the Joro to tell him that there's extension, and with the approval of the Joro, the person now will stay. Now they were doing so that every stranger, any new face you see in a society, in a community, the Joro should know the person, should be aware of who the person is and where is the person staying, and they will make their little research to find out about the person. But now I think politics has entered into all of these what do they call it? This traditional setup that people, even our traditional rulers, don't longer concentrate on what they are supposed to be doing. Now everybody is about how do I make it? How do I build a beautiful house so that when they say this is a social person and this is my position, I'm supposed to have a house that is this, I'm supposed to have this, I'm supposed to have that. And before now people stop concentrating on what they are supposed to concentrate on and began to do things that we know. That is why sometimes when I look at people, the way people speak to our traditional rulers, I began to wonder. People don't longer regard them. People don't see them as anything anymore because the respect is no longer there based on what they are doing. Now it is in this dispensation that you will see a traditional ruler that is supposed to be a father to everybody. Having a particular, let's say we have two people that are contesting in your place. Instead of you to be neutral, you are a father. Instead of you to be neutral, you see traditional rulers taking side. And you know very well that, let's say for instance, let us tell us the truth. If you have a traditional ruler and we are from the same place. We are contesting for a particular seat, and the person clearly showed interest on one of us. Now, let's say he showed interest on you. If peradventure I emerge a winner, do you think I will respect such a person? Do you think I will? Because already it's clear that he's segregated. I know what I'm saying. So by that, you will see that is why they began to lose their destiny. But as a traditional ruler, be a father to everybody. Be neutral. Okay, I bless you. My blessings go with you. I wish you all the best. Right. Good luck.
So interesting.
Yes.
Now, I would like you to ponder on things so that you can catch your breath. How does traditional institution help in fostering unity? Because if there is unity, I believe there will be security. But let's talk about unity. You talk to that. How does traditional institution foster unity? This is what you react to after this time out. All right, you're watching Political Affairs on Camera TV. Let's take a short break. We'll be back in a moment. Join us again. You're welcome back. If you just tune in, you're watching Political Affairs on Camera TV. And of course, I've been speaking with Reverend Emmanuel Wahatana. He's a Sarkin Yakin Damare. And interesting, he's furthering the conversation on the role of traditional institution. Now, I asked you earlier before the break, how does traditional institution foster unity?
Now, if you look at it closely, let me just cite an example with Yola here, for instance. We have the Lamido of Adamawa State, and we have all the tribes represented. You will see, they will tell you this is the chief of Kilba in Yola, this is the chief of Margi in Yola, this is the chief of Yoruba, Igbo, and all of that. So, at the end of the day, these people will be, why is the Lamido of Adamawa appointing these people? So that they can be reporting to him. So that is to build unity. So that every tribe is represented. Now, with this, every other tribe will feel at least I've not been left out. I am carried along. So if there are issues, you go. The Lamido of Adamawa will call you. Sit with you, discuss issues, security issues, discuss other issues that are important. And now you feel that we have been carried along. So in this case or in this matter, you will discover that nobody will be like I have been left out. Every of the tribes here are represented, and they are being carried along, and that is how supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. Now with this, you know that you are not left behind, you are not left out, you are carried along, and this will foster the unity of all the tribes and the ethnic groups. We come together to really believe that we are being carried along, and we are together in this journey. So you see that you have no cause to accuse or to think otherwise, because you cannot say you're not represented. Most of the time the problem we have is that the person, like I said earlier, the problem we have is longer trot. You are representing your people, and if there is anything, you'll be called upon because you are the one representing your people. You'll be the one that will be dealt with directly. Now, so that you go to your people and whatever it is, you convey the message, or whatever it is, you now discuss with your people. But most of our leaders, what they do is what is given to them, so that they can take it down to to their people. What they do, they end up, confiscating everything, keeping quiet. And sometimes your people will feel, or a particular group will feel, we are not being carried along because probably you heard of other groups being, given something or being carried along in one thing or the other. But you are, because you have a very poor representation. So because of that, you see things will not be, you'll be feeling as if, but why the unity is there is because once everybody is, that is the essence of it is, the essence of it is to build unity. That's why everybody is carried along.
That's right. And now you talked about what was obtainable in those days, where if a visitor comes in for the first time to the community, of course, it takes him to the Meangwa or Jora, which in turn, if there's a district head there, they take him to the district head and tell him that I have a visitor. Maybe he's coming from Lagos, coming from afar, and these are times also time he will see. Now, how does such kind of mindset, and how does such kind of approach help in securing a community, as in building security? You know, because everybody know who is who, everybody knows the house you're coming from, everybody knows whose children is this, everybody knows whose wife is this. So it's like it is a security on its own. So the people have become the police for themselves, the police over their lives, over their community. How does that help? Traditional institution help to improving security the more?
Thank you very much. You know, when the day I was given the appointment of Sekinya Kindamari, my Jamila said something there. My Oga there said something. He said, we have about 29 Joros and they are all under you. Now you have the right to go around all of these Joros to tell them that peradventure, if anything happens, that we bring in insecurity in a particular area, that the Joro will be held responsible. And he said, the problem we have is that some Joros, sometimes they know that the face they are seeing in their area is suspicious, but they don't talk about it.
Maybe because of fear.
Now, so it might be because of fear.
Or is it compromise?
But how? Because it's a matter of, find out who is this person, where is this person staying in my area? Who is accommodating this person in my area? Now, or you report it to the police and tell the police that you wouldn't want your name to be mentioned so that you cannot be attacked, or so that you cannot be a victim of this thing. Now, what we're trying to say here is, when you report, in those days, we know, in fact, in a community, you know yourselves. I know you, you know me, everybody knows his neighbor. So if you see a new face, you know that this person is new here, right? So when you report to the Joro, now, there's a way they will be monitoring this person. And you, of course, you will not like to entertain your uncle, your brother, your friend that has a questionable character. Because if anything happens, you will be held responsible.
Yes.
I hear what I'm saying. So because of that, people were careful in those days. But you know that people now can come into a place, even buy a house in a place, live there without even knowing their job.
There are some even after committing a crime somewhere,
they will run.
Now I'm come to you.
Very good. I thank God for my Joro victory squadder. There was a time some people came. These are people that they are herdsmen. Now they are looking for a place to rent where they will stay with their animals. And he called me. And he made a very, very critical examination. He asked them a lot of questions. If he even found out where they were coming from, if you can get the address of the place they came from, so that he want to inquire and find out if truly, the lifestyle they left. I mean, when they were there, while they were there, the kind of lifestyle they lived where they were. And so he asked them a lot of questions. So by doing so, if you know everybody and you are careful the way you monitor visitors around your place, you will know you know what they do, and you see that if they are monitored, and once you are monitored and you have a questionable character, you'll not be comfortable in that area
at all.
You won't be comfortable
at all.
The next thing is you will find a way of living that place.
I ask you how you feel, and of course the step of creating other chiefdoms, district head, as well as emirs in some part of Adamawa State, by Right Honorable Mudu Fintiri, decentralization of these emirate and chiefdom. Does that, give people a kind of a sense of belonging and helping to foster more unity as well as build that security that you affirmation?
Thank you so very much. As a matter of fact, I want to commend the effort of our governor, His Excellency Amadou Fintiri. He has done very well. And me and you will believe that this man has done well. Now, one of the things, this man will not stop surprising me. He keeps surprising me with the way he does his things. As a matter of fact, this is one of the best things he has done for this state, for the people of Adamawa State. And I want to say this. You see, with this, I am surprised that people are complaining. I have not seen anything bad with this. because now, with what he has done, people should be able to take good care of their areas security-wise. He has, eased, the work of security. He has eased, the plight of the people. Now, with this now, you will discover that every emir or chiefdom will do everything possible within their power to see that their area is well secure.
That's correct.
As a chief, you wouldn't want, your area to be dominated with criminals, and you would not be happy hearing negative things about your area. So you would do everything possible to really see that, your area is secured. You'll be very careful, to take care of the security architecture of your place, of your area. Maybe by empowering the vigilantes, what they call them, is it hunters, and what have you, to ensure that, your area is secured. Now, they know the terrain. As a chief, with your people, the Joros, your cabinet, every look and cranny of your place. So you now try to you would call your Joros to order, tell them, okay, as an emir, who are the next people to you? The Mejimilas, what they call it, is it the Mejimilas and others. Now you call them, you tell them, on how to go about the security architecture of that area. And by doing so, they also go to their Joros, and before you know it will get down to the last person. And people will be very cautious. People will be very careful, in taking care, in ensuring that, their area is secured. And as a chief, you want to have a clean sheet. You want to be praised. You want to be a kind of, probably you want to be given an award of, having the most peaceful area in your, the most peaceful area in their state.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
And every other chief, this will be his primary aim. This will be his focus. Now, by doing so, you will discover that, the work has been reduced. It has been it was centralized before. Now that everybody should be reporting to, but now you have, you have your, what they call it, is it you are like an entity, you are like what do we call it? You have your freedom to do things that's provided you are not going against the constitution of the country. Now, you have everything, you have every right to do whatever you feel is good for you to do in order to secure your area. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a good thing that happened to this state, and it's a good thing that happened to the people of this state, and people should be applauding the governor instead of complaining. So, I see it as something that is good.
All right.
Yes.
What's your call on the newly appointed, chiefs, district head, and then?
Yes. My call is that, this thing is an office. It's not just a title. It's not just a title. It's an office to function. So if you are given an office to function, carry everybody along. What I want to say here, permit me to say this. If you are a Christian, as a chief, you have Muslims under you, you have people that are not, you have even traditionalists under you, you carry everybody along. If you are a Muslim, you have Christians under you, you have traditionalists under you, you have other tribes under you, carry everybody along. You are a father to everybody. You are a father to everyone. So, no segregation, no tribalism, and God will help them.
Amen to that. Well, there is no better way to end this conversation than now. I want to thank you so very much, Reverend Emmanuel Wahatana, Serkinyakin Damare. Thank you most sincerely for finding time out of your tight schedule to come to the show. And I wish you the best of luck in this your newly appointment.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, viewers, this is where we drop the curtain of the show today. I want to thank you so very much for being part of the show from start to finish. Join us again tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. Until then, stay safe.